Hello and welcome to Motivational Monday. Excuse me, got choked up right out of the gate. I'm excited to share some information, talk about the topic that I spoke about on the news this morning, and share a little bit about a couple of fun updates. And this is all born out of the idea that sometimes things change. Like my schedule this afternoon changed, and so I had some time to just kind of pop on here and say hello. So want to do that. Want to just greet you all and say hello. See how the day is going for you all. Let me bring this up really quick. All right, there we go. Now I'm official. But I want to talk about the news topic this morning that I was on KCTV5 here in town. If you saw it live, I appreciate the feedback for those of you that did tune in live. So thank you so much. But we talked about the idea that small goals create big success. And so when we think about goal setting, no matter what the goal is, no matter what time of year you start the goal in, because goals are not just meant for December 31st. You can set goals anytime, any day, any week, any month, and achieve them. But the benefit of setting small goals is that your motivation gets boosted by 25% when you set smaller goals on the way to a big goal. And also, if you set those small goals, you're 80% more likely to achieve that big goal. So a lot of different opportunities to enhance your goal achievement, enhance your success. Let me grab, hold on real quick. There we go. Getting back into the swing of live streams. But we talked about the idea that small wins and small goals along the way help boost our motivation, help boost our success, help boost the momentum that we want to build to get to that big goal. And so when you think about achieving a big goal, whether it's public speaking or a new job or some sort of a skill or anything along those lines, any goal that you want to set, doesn't matter how low it is on the difficulty scale or the grandiose scale. If it's super big, this is really important. So if you're trying to make a big life change, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to find a new job, if you're trying to do something that seems unattainable by itself because it's way up here, that small build of momentum and that small build of different smaller goals will help you get there. It doesn't seem as long as and daunting of a task. Think of like a road trip. If you go on a long road trip and you say, well, it starts here and it stops here. But if you think about the different locations in between, it helps break it up. It helps make it a little bit more digestible from a length and a duration standpoint. So number one, set those small goals because they will help you build momentum. Number two, how can you start celebrating small wins and small goals? Now, I will say that this is a game changer. For those of you that are trying to achieve even like a medium-sized goal, if you're trying to go down that route, find ways to celebrate the small wins every single day. And it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. One of the favorite ones that I found in my research that I started putting into play is the to-done list instead of the to-do list. So when we think about to-do list, our to-do list is never ending. I've constantly got notes and to-dos, and my Monday's platform is full of stuff to go do, and I've got a whiteboard over here of things to go do. But when I started putting in a to-done list, those are the things that I've already accomplished, that I can put on that list, that I've achieved those things. And when those start stacking up, you feel better. You feel accomplished. You feel like some progress is being made, as opposed to just the waterfall of the to-do list coming down on top of you, because your to-do list will never, ever be done. There will always be something to add on to that. So it can be small things. And what I want to share real quick, one of my to-dos that became a to-done is this fantastic new piece of information right here. I'm trying to get my coordination on the screen here. So I have a new site or new page on my site for emotional intelligence resources. The books behind me that you see, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, Team Emotional Intelligence, Leadership 2.0, and also Emotional Intelligence Habits are now all available on my website through my partnership with Talent Smart EQ. So if you scan that QR code there, there we go. Easy. It looks easy, but it's really not. But if you scan the QR code, go to the store on my website, you can find all those books. You can order any of those books online. And if you go through that, it'll track the different growth through the store. So I appreciate the support, but I appreciate you supporting your own emotional intelligence and that of your team. So if you need those resources, I'm going to leave that up for another couple seconds. that was one of the things that I put off for a long time. Was trying to get it done. It was on my to-do list, but it kept getting buried by other things. So once I just focused in and said, okay, I'm going to get this thing done. I'm going to set this page up. I'm going to be done with it. And then I put it on my to-done list. It felt so good. It felt great to see the page up, but the to-done list is a game changer, because when we take things off of our to-do list, they just kind of disappear into the ether and you don't have visibility on it anymore. And so if you are focusing on the things that are on your list, that success is gone. It's not measurable. It just is gone in the wind. But moving it over to a to-done list shows the motivation and the momentum that you're building. So when we also think about the mindset too, because even if you set small goals, and even if you set, let's just say you've got a huge goal that you want to achieve and you set small goals along the way, it may seem like it's going to take a while to get there. And I've been here too, where you get into that stuck mentality, or it's not moving as fast as I want it to because we want everything yesterday. We're an instant gratification society. We're not used to the long haul goals. We're not used to the long haul changes. And so when we feel stuck, going back to why we started in the first place is a great motivator. Looking at your to-done list is a great motivator. But understanding that you have to give yourself grace, that it's going to take time. There's nothing, either it's something you're trying to unlearn that took you years to learn. It's going to take time to get rid of that habit or to move into a new mindset of success. That's going to take time. You're going to make mistakes along the way. All of those things, if we give ourselves more grace, we're able to achieve more, because we're not getting bogged down or held down by the idea that it has to happen and it has to happen perfectly and it has to happen as rapidly as possible. That grace that you give yourself allows you to build the positive habits and allows you to build the positive momentum moving forward. So super cool stuff on the news today. I'm going to share, as I always do, share the full footage. It was a great segment. Love working with Shane and Kerrigan and Kelsey and the team over at KCTV5. It's been a fantastic move over there. Along that line, I did share a goal that I have set for myself and one that I've been working on, and now I'm going to hold myself accountable. I can't believe I'm doing this. So I have set a goal. I've had a goal for years, this one specific goal, and I've held off on it and held off on it and held off on it because I just never made it a priority. And I was like, oh, I'll get there. I'll do it one day. I'll figure it out. And then finally I decided, okay, this is the year I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And then I'm going to take the small goals. It's not a huge goal from a duration standpoint or a work standpoint, but there are steps involved. And so I decided to take this goal as my new challenge. And so I put in place what the small goals were building up to it. And it was everything from content writing to timing to a little bit of rehearsal, not necessarily scripting it, but rehearsing and then figuring out, because I have to hit a very specific date or specific time. Now, it's not a TED Talk yet. Not yet. That's another one that's on my list for this year. I can't believe I'm doing this. I announced it on the news earlier, and so you would think that it's kind of out there, but here we go. I am going to be doing an open mic comedy night. And I can't believe, of all the things I've done in my career, the tens of thousands of people at the Royals parade, the thousands of people that I get to speak to on keynotes, the videos, the podcasts, the TV shows, everything that I've done, I'm more nervous about this than anything I've ever done in my entire life. I don't know why. I think we just always want to be funny. And we want to entertain people. And it's such a short amount of time. You only get 4 minutes. So you got to make the most of it. You got to get in there and pop the jokes and make sure that you're getting the laughs. But you have to be pretty on point. And I will say that I don't ever memorize any of my presentations. I don't script anything. So being non-scripted-ish, I'm probably more scripted in this than I've been in anything else I've ever done. But also having to hit that 4-minute mark is really important while also making people laugh. So flash it up one more time. If you're in Kansas City and want to come out, April 10th, the show starts at 9:30. The lineup will be drawn, I think, at 9 o'clock. And so whoever signs up winds up getting, on the list, and then they draw names at random, and then they set the order based on the draw. So I could be first, I could be last. I don't know. It depends on how many people show up. So if you want to have a fun night out, come listen to some comedy, cheer on some people who are being extremely brave, present company included, that are taking the chance to do this. I will say that public speaking is tough. Public speaking is very, very challenging. Stand-up comedy is like, I'm so excited, but also like, what am I doing? What is this? Why do I want to do this? I think it's just a challenge. It's a different level of what I'm doing from a public speaking standpoint. So I'm really excited about it. But come cheer on any like total strangers that are just taking a chance. Come believe in them. You have no idea. Like I'm a professional public speaker and I'm nervous about this. So I can't imagine somebody who is, a bartender or somebody who works in finance or somebody, anybody can do this. Anybody can show up and give it a shot. So some people may be nervous. Come cheer them on. I want the open mic that I'm at to be the loudest one, supporting people and cheering people on that they've ever had. So if you're in Kansas City and you want a night out, come to the Comedy Club of Kansas City. Come hang out. If you're not allowed for me, I'll be very upset. But I'm just excited. I think these challenges that make us a little uncomfortable, that put us a little bit outside of our comfort zone, are good for you. They help you grow. They help you enhance your skill set. They help you figure things out. I will say, I tell people all the time in my presentations, like, take an improv class. One of the best things I've ever done in my entire life, hands down. No matter what city you're in, go look up a comedy club or an improv training program. Guarantee you there's one at least in every single city. There's at least one. So go find it and go take it. If you wind up doing an open mic, great. It's not mandatory, but the improv training for you individually or your team or your company is invaluable. It helps you think on your feet. It helps you be more nimble in conversations. It helps you be an active listener. I will say that I just watched Amy Poehler's masterclass last night on improv, and it's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite masterclass sessions on that platform. But yeah, April 10th. It's out in the public. I'm doing it. I am accountable. Here we go. I'm excited to share the content. I will say that it is how can I say this? It's a departure from who you know me to be from a delivery standpoint. It's going to be very interesting. I'm kind of going like, it's a different side of what I do. So I'm really, really excited about it. It's all I can say, because then I'll start going into my content. I don't want to do that. So April 10th, challenge yourself to come out, hang out, maybe a long night, maybe a short night, who knows, but come have fun. But what is that challenge for you? It doesn't have to be open mic. It doesn't have to be something big and out in the public or up on a stage. What is that challenge for you? What is something that you're going to do to challenge yourself, to push yourself to grow, to do something interesting or different, to fall on your face? That is one of the things that I think people don't do enough, is they don't intentionally set themselves up to figure out, am I even good at this? Or do I want to give this a shot? Or why not give it a try? And chances are, like, I will say that tons of love to the Comedy Club of Kansas City. I posted a story on Instagram one night that I was working on my content, and the person that runs their open mic reached out to me and said, I'm happy you saw your video and would love to help out if you want to bounce ideas or whatever. And he said something that helped make me feel better. And he said, nobody is good at their first open mic. Nobody. I was like, I kind of see that as a challenge. But he said, nobody is good at their first open mic. It's a hard thing. So if you watch stand-up comedians, it's a difficult thing to do. And I have friends of mine that do stand-up comedy, and I have a ton of respect for them. But what is that challenge for you? What is the one challenge that you're going to put in front of yourself? Maybe it's a humongous goal. Maybe it's a medium-sized goal. I don't care if it's a small goal. What is something that you're going to do to push yourself outside of your comfort zone? What is something that you've been putting off for a long time? Make a plan today. Just pick the goal. Pick what you want to do, and then go from there. Because if you put it down and you declare it as a goal, just like I did with this, I even went and made a graphic, for God's sake. Thank you, Canva. But what is that goal for you? What is that challenge that you want to take on? Now's the time. You don't have to wait for New Year's Eve to roll back around again. Do it now. March 10th is your goal setting day. Make it a point today or tonight to come up with a goal. Small, medium, big, doesn't matter. And then figure out what the steps are. What are the small goals that you need to hit to make that big goal happen? Figure those out, write those down, And then I would love to hear from you. If you want to send me your list, if you want to share what those are, feel free to hit up. Let me grab my graphic here. Feel free to drop me a note on richbracken.com. Send me an email, rich@richbracken.com. Send me an email through my website. I would love to hear what goal you're working on. If I can support you at all, if I could cheer you on, if I could just keep you accountable, if I could be a sounding board, please let me know. My LinkedIn community and my YouTube community has given me a ton of support, of insight, of love. So whatever I can do to share that back, I'm in for it. But that's what I got. So small goals turning into momentum and motivation for big goals. Comedy show, and don't forget the emotional intelligence resource page on my website, richbracken.com. Scan the QR code. You can go there, visit the page, buy the book, buy all the books. They're all fantastic. Because the nice thing about emotional intelligence is that you can raise it every single day. And these books give you the methods to be a better leader, to be a better person, to be a better professional, to be a better team. And then Emotional Intelligence Habits, the newest one, is a phenomenal read. It's non-linear, so you can pick whatever topic or whatever category or chapter you want to go into. All 4 books are fantastic. So check them out. And if your organization would like more information on either an emotional intelligence keynote, emotional intelligence training, drop me a note while you're on the website. Let me know how I can help. Happy to do that. But I've got some great things coming up. I have one for sure, one almost there. 2 huge announcements coming at the end of the month. Huge, like big. So please subscribe to the newsletter while you're on my website. I'll send you information on it. I'm gonna have to cut the stream short because I'm gonna blurb out what it is. I keep saying that I'm like the Kristen Wiig character on Saturday Night Live, Sue, the one that can't keep a secret. That's me. When I get excited about something, it's really hard for me to keep it in. So I'm going to shut myself down here in a second to keep from spilling the beans. But big news coming at the end of the month. Huge news. So please subscribe to the newsletter to be the first to know. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you to everyone for the love that you show me, the support on my content, the support on the Inspirational Interruptions newsletter. Easy for me to say, and the podcast, Enrich Your Soul. I'm just grateful. I'm in a great mood, grateful, very blessed. Like this, I love what I do, and I love that I get to help each and every one of you in some way, shape, or form. So I'm looking forward to connecting with more of you. If there's something I can do to support you, please drop me a note, let me know. But for now, happy Monday. Go set your goals. April 10th, come see me if you're in Kansas City at the Open Mic Comedy at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. And I'm going to sign off before I blur out the rest. Have a great day.